was saying to the guys before
who's
that
watched it? Has everyone watched it again?
I watched some bits of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I skipped through it. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the start, and then I was like, I'll skip to the end. I watched it. I got Mon to come and watch it, and I was like, this is so cool. This is close. And she's like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Afterwards, I went downstairs. I'm like, Brady, can we go for a walk? And she's like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm keen for a Sunday walk. I'm like, no, I need, like, there's a lot up here. I just need to talk because they're like, there's this fighter and he got hasted and he was fucking teleported through the things and then Hero's floating on some death cloud and blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, okay, yeah, this is awesome.
And they took away my BBC. They put him in a jar.
Well, yes. So I think I already got some of your thoughts in writing, but I think if we can go around out of character first off, and just, I think, there's something that people use on bloody TikTok D&D where they're like, I think it's like stars and wishes or something like that, but something that was awesome to you last session that you saw, and then where you, I guess as a player / character, because I want to RP the decisions that we're going to make in game, but like, yeah, something that was like obviously a highlight from last game, and then where your head's at the moment. You know, some of the people have written out some things, but like, you know, what are you focusing on at the moment? If that makes sense, just so I can get a sense of where to go. So, Michael.
Oh man.
Best moment from the fight.
Best moment from the fight for me, honestly, was seeing this group of like ragtag thrown together, couldn't even come up with a name for an adventuring party. They were just like, I guess we're here. Finally feeling like they've like getting to this big penultimate moment and just fucking locking in. Like each one of us kind of reading what the others were doing, empowering each other for the things that they do best, drawing the aggro, being the shield, and working as a unit almost wordlessly throughout a very intense and very fast fight was just absolute magic.
And where'd you get at with what's going to happen now?
Oh man!
And you can know the stuff that you wrote down as well. Like, I think, what did you say?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, right? And there's a lot for Ghost because he's also concerned with that element of the natural path of death. So that's a whole thing for him. He's also very concerned with the fact that whatever Jalug just did has changed things significantly, and that we kind of had a timer on the Yellow Emperor trying to do his thing, and we were going to extend that timer significantly, but now he's not sure what's just happened. So there's sort of a split concern of, do we have to deal with this now? Do we have to find a way to rebind him? Do we have to get this away from the material plane? There's also the shift. The shifters are still out there. I mean, Keeling's been done with, but there's still an entire faction that's now, I guess, leaderless, but would be very interested in finding him. There's Joe Su, who's been working on the antithesis side of it. Who knows what he'd do if the Yellow Emperor came into his possession. But very much the same. Has finally come to the understanding that I think we've dealt with this. We've dealt with the Emerald Claw. This was the thing we came here for. Now there's the other matter at hand.
Sure. And I think that's something to keep in mind as well, is that not everything can be ticked off. That was part of the overarching theme, is that like there is always something going on. And this fight wasn't won in front of the masses. You had to look at intrigue. You had to find out who was, whispering into someone else's ear. You had to find out who was infiltrating in different parts of the cities and stuff. A battle behind the shadows. So I think keep in mind that it's okay if not everything gets ticked off the list, because we can always see what these characters get up to in the future, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a few things on Ghost's personal list, but that's irrelevant here for the time being.
I was saying to Ian at the start when we logged on that like now's not the time to have a thought at the back of your head and go, oh, we'll see if this comes up. I think let's get those kind of things out so that we at least know where we're all sitting. So, Jed.
I think the best moment for me from the last session was watching Jalug go, demigod of war, teleporting around, 6 attacks, 150 something damage in like a single turn. That was pretty epic. As far as where I'm at, Puck's strength is that he can do a lot of damage very consistently, and if he gets a crit, it's crazy. Yeah. But he can't do like I'd have to crit twice in a turn to get close to that. And then where I guess where Puck is at / where I'm at, maybe where Puck is at is that he doesn't necessarily think. Yeah, I think that the flask is a short-term solution, or at least it's a step one in getting things sort of sorted. And he's quite keen for us to, I guess, offload the flask to people who will be better suited to securing it. And we've got, my house, we've got the Seekers, we've got maybe the university. Like, there's people that we know who I think would be better off potentially at knowing what to do or how to lock it away than, I guess, the group of us on our own. And probably out of those, he's most interested in Ghost's connections. Thinks that's probably the best bet. And then otherwise, he wants to sort of help. He thinks that Josu killing needs to be brought to justice. He's got his own kind of axe to grind there, and wants to sort of, I guess, liberate his brother from the kind of situation that he's in. Even though not sure we fully understand it, but that's kind of where Puck is at. Yeah. Me as a person, I think, like Jed as the player, I think that we need to deal with the flask and Keeling, and then I think that's a pretty good kind of coda to the campaign, a little epilogue. Whether or not we end up role playing out like all the steps of dealing with the flask, or if that is just like we take it to people who know what to do with it. And people who we can hopefully trust. Yeah.
And that's it, is you haven't, I would say you've got backup in alliances and stuff like that, but you do have people that you have connected with and that you trust to a certain degree. This is also, Puck, the most trustworthy person on the planet, or trusting person on the planet. You've got these contacts that you could explore, because, and we will when we go into the role play, is that this flask is meters away from everyone now, which on theme, Jono.
I think Jalug's a bit like, it's almost like I was trying to describe like a dog that's caught its tail, and now it's like, I don't know what to do with this. Because genuinely, I didn't think it would work. I was like, I've got it. I'm just going to do it. This is good.
I'll let you in a little secret. Neither did I.
So, as far as what he would like to do next, Jalug hasn't had all of this build up and connection with Josu and definitely come in later, and basically has stuck around with this unnamed group of people because they were there and helped him and needed his help, and so that's been a thing that and he can, as he's developed, he's recognized it's not about actually the Hobgoblin philosophy of you only help effectively the people who don't actually need help because only the strong survive. It's like, no, that's actually dumb, and that's part of why Hobgoblins are not trusted and everything. And so he's very much grown into this idea of helping the weak and helping people that need help. and he's seen that there's this real problem with dreaming and people crossing over to actual peaceful death, which is a real big thing for hobgoblins as well. It's like you've done your time and you enter into that. So that's kind of why he's involved in this. Now, as far as what to do with the Yellow Emperor, like it's in game time it's been like a minute. I guess everyone's just sort of standing around staring. Where's he going to take it? He's already ruled out this cannot go down to Dargun and to the hobgoblins because so he's like that we can't take it there because that society is fractious and there's political power plays going on, and if one group gets this, it might be the right group, it might be the wrong group, but they'll try and use this power. So it can't go there.
Like at least he's aware that like this is top notch stuff. Like if you can't just bury it in the sand or something like that.
Yes, yeah. So he doesn't have a clue where to take it. The powerful people he knows is like the university people, and they fucked up big time with that crown. So he doesn't actually understand. Yeah, and as far as Jono goes, I'm enjoying it. I know we were just talking about high level campaigns, and we want to keep playing. I'm happy to keep playing this thing, but because it's always fun to keep exploring new stuff. I think Jalug's learning more and more things, and this could be interesting to. Do we play for another 6 months of trying to resolve this, or do we go cool, hand it off to this, and hey, let's go do one last fun wacky adventure or whatever?
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, Ian.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with Puck there. I think Mole would have just been absolutely gobsmacked and like watching in admiration as Jalug just cut down enemy after enemy in the space of seconds. Yeah, fucking what a round. Yeah, that's got to be highlight of the session. But yeah, I think in this moment, I think Molokov's just in such relief that his greatest fear of losing anyone has no one's been lost. Everyone worked beautifully together, and we did all the things we needed to do. I think I've sort of alluded to it in the message. Like, I think Molokov will be very skeptical that this is anywhere near enough. I think he, as we've said, as has already been said, I think it probably does need to be handed off to higher hands, and whatever locks were placed on it before, I think we should be giving all the information on everything we have and making sure that similar precautions are taken. As we know, Jarosco was specifically trying to release it. Well, assume they were trying to release this, and that there's not some other embodiment of war chained beneath the city. Yeah, and as I've also alluded to, I think in the messages, the situation of mourning now, what's going on, essentially what's going on, and I think, I think walking outside is going to be a good thing, but I think Molokov will suggest that I think tonight we should not, before we leave the city, we should all try and enter the dream world. Do go through the process and all together see what we can see, figure out if we can what's going on with the army. Because I think another thing, I know out of game we're probably quite certain of this, but I think in character, was that the Yellow Emperor? Was that just a part of his spirit? Have we actually fucking removed him from? I think Molokov will be very skeptical that that we've done it. You know, like I don't. I think he almost won't believe that we have done it.
Which is
and
also fair. Like,
yeah. I think very stunned. Like again, like in this moment of Jaluk having just done that, I think we'll be lost for words. He won't believe it. He won't. Yeah. And then last,
you go.
I was just going to say, lastly, like the obviously, and I think this will come to his head quite quickly because he's been putting it to the back, being like, no, I can't focus on that right now. You know, we've got bigger fish to fry. Even if she is dead and she's in the crown or whatever, I can't let her move on because then she'll just become part of the army or blah blah blah. But obviously, and whether or not we explore this in game, but or sort of do, you know, just an almost out of session thing or whatever. But I think Molokov will now turn his attention to what's going on with Maeve. Is she alive? Yeah. Again, depending on how long this camp, like what we keep doing here, is how deep that goes. But yeah, I think I'd be doing a disservice to the character for him to not now turn his attention to that.
Chase that little thing that's always kind of
and it is literally just those points that I've put in there that like it you know, like obviously Puck heard the rumor. Does that mean she's alive? Does that mean, you know, was her soul separated from body? Is the body alive? Blah blah blah. Like,
gotcha.
And I think that can be found potentially, you know, with the help of Hera and yeah.
So I think, and yeah, the last one, the closest connection to the Emperor himself, having just come up on 1 HP as well. Where's the head at?
Yeah, fuck. Be fair, going just to recall our favorite parts of the combat session, sort of going off what Michael was saying about how you all came together so perfectly. I think my favorite part of that whole fight was Puck's final blow. Like the four of us surrounding her, and then three of us becoming incapacitated or worse, and then Puck coming in and using the fact that she was surrounded to get that final hit. It was very cinematic almost, I think.
Sure. Yeah. I think that was one of my favorite moments as well. Hera's initial spellcasting and Puck's final blow.
But yeah, there's a million things going through Hera's head right now. Obviously this has just happened, so like might a minute before the thoughts actually hit Hera out of Dale's head. But yeah, very interested to dream as well. Very interested to try and cast any of the spells that I've got from the Yellow Emperor to see if that connection is still there. Definitely, I think Jed sort of said it, but definitely want to make sure that this bottle or flask of the Yellow Emperor is enough, like is contained, is actually got him. Definitely think we need to get it to someone, but I don't know who. I've been trying to think of who we could hand it off to, but every option seems like they won't be able to handle it. Not that we can handle it, but we've got it at least. Yeah, fuck. it's definitely very unexpected.
All right. So that's kind of where the players / characters are sitting, and we can obviously explore that in game to make sense of what to do now. But before we start, we see darkness, and it gives way to color, but not color as a mortal would know it. The sky above ripples like oil upon black glass, where stars twist and bleed and whisper. As we kind of soar across a fractured landscape. Below on the land, it churns as though it was restless. Mountains breathe, rivers pulse, vast structures rise and fall like passing notions. Towers that have eyes on the top, fields that are not grass but teeth, forests that hum with memories. Every shape in this landscape almost seems right, almost seems real before slipping sideways into something else. Constantly moving. At the heart of the scene, we see chains going across the ground, almost like they're going down into something. And in the center, we see an obsidian archway. Before we see a figure, just from the back, cloaked in tattered gold fabric. We slowly come round to the side of the face as the head tilts. And just kind of off camera, I guess you could call it, you feel the presence of 1,000 moving figures. The head tilts again and the figures stop, like they are under command. Extending from this figure is a arm that is elongated into almost a slithering tentacle wrapped around a almost grey-blue haired Kalashtar. Their eyes white, flickering between consciousness and not. Holding it up to the gate, this seems to be connecting this figure with something. The Kalashtar's eyes are opening, staring, yet dreaming. A pulse runs through the gate. And the figure's head slightly jerks to one side as we kind of come right round and you start to see black ooze seeping out of one of the eyes as it starts twitching. The Kalashtar that is being held in this grass flickers in and out of existence before disappearing. The head tries to make sense of this. Now we see the eye is completely cut, almost like a blade has been slicing through it. And in the reflection of the other eye, we see the green-skinned hobgoblin holding a flask and a flash of panic before darkness again. Here, you wake up with 1 HP. And your hand feels like it has just been burned, like you have just placed it on a hot stove. And you look at it, and the mark is still there, but it now feels cold and empty. As we pick up exactly where we left off. Ghost, you send a heal over to Tari, who breathes life back into his lungs. Everyone becomes conscious, awake, in a state where they can act. Jalug, I believe haste had dropped, which I think is a round or two of exhaustion, or one round, but that 6 seconds is over now. You kind of slowly catch your breath, and you are holding this flask, which now feels a little bit heavier, almost like it's got a little bit of water at the bottom, like you've just got that weight to it. And the room is silent. A couple of creaking bits from the pillar that has fallen. Maybe a shard of glass, does that little... couple of sparks come out from some of these wires.
Everyone's still breathing?
Thanks to Hera. You really saved me there. To sort of shake off the last of these fucking tentacles that are coming out of the ground or whatever it was.
Yeah, you shake them off, but as they kind of like fall down, it's almost like they were shadows of themselves. And if you even move your head slightly, the shadows disappear. There's nothing physical left there.
Jalug, did you just... Was that... What did you do?
Holding
Opens
the flask in
Drinks
holding the
it.
flask in front of his hand, in front of his face. Just it feels heavier. It felt hot initially, but now that it's cooling, and he's just staring at it. I don't know. We got him.
Just
Is it?
Come here for a moment. Come here for a moment. And Puck's gonna start digging around his bag, and he's got in his forgery stuff, he's got wax seals, and he's going to wax, try and drip some wax over the cork. Not that it's magically doing anything, but more just we can't accidentally bump this thing loose. It's just trying to do something to just secure the top a little bit. That was incredible. Is he? And I'll sort of incline my head down towards the flask. Now what?
Before everyone loses their heads, I kind of roll off the ground. Just everyone take a breath. And the fucking visceral amount of blood pouring from many wounds on the side of Ghost starts glowing, and parts of it start misting off, and this warm pulse just echoes out from him. I've got 72 hit points worth of healing to give out. So as he just sits there, you all get hit by that first burst of warmth, and play as you will as characters, but it calms your minds in this moment. And I guess you all feel your chests loosen as just allows you to exhale for a second. And that warmth just carries on for about a minute as some of your wounds start to close.
If you want to include the 3 Kalashtar, you could each have 10 hit points with 2 remaining.
I don't need any. I'm fine. if it's a choice thing, Puck will kind of feel that warmth, feel that kind of sense of relief and a bit of peace that he kind of hasn't felt for a long time. But he'll just take that, and he doesn't need any health.
Okay. Who wants to take Pucks to get 20?
I'm also
Probably Hero.
I'll take Puck.
You might be able to take Jalugs as well.
I mean, I was on 8 before that.
Oh yeah, true. So Puck and Hero, you do 20 HP. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 20. So you're 10 and the other person's 10.
Puck gets 20 anyway, I believe, is how that works.
Oh,
no,
Jalu's not taking any, I won't get any.
Yeah.
If I heal something, how about I take 2 points of healing and then Puck gets 2 points of healing?
Yeah.
Sure.
You want to heal by 2?
Sure.
Let's
I'm on
maximize
65 now.
Oh,
I have so much because I wasn't fighting anything. I was shooting a glass eyeball.
Yeah.
I think I took about 150 points over that fight.
yeah. You and Hero
what does
got
that? What does that take you up to, Hero? 21.
26. I was on 6. So I think you were thinking Ghost was gonna give me a 1 HP.
Gave it to Tyra instead.
Gave it to Tyra because Puck saw me unconscious and poured
That's right.
potion.
Dumped the health potion.
Yeah.
And then Ghost just starts laughing in a way that normally his laugh is very like cackly and silly and like laughing at the ridiculousness of the situation. But I think this is the first time you've heard him laugh with like genuine relief.
It kind of echoes nicely in this kind of cylindrical dome that you're in, and does actually fill the air with relief, and everyone does take that breath and heals up a little bit. Sorry, I was just asking before, Hero, you're 26 out of how many?
Out of 41.
Okay.
Well, that depends actually. Would it still be 41?
You feel like there is no weight on your shoulder anymore.
Interesting. That's cool.
When you get to 41, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
You do feel that weight lifted already.
Yeah, I suppose I would.
At the same time, though, you almost like Jalug's not hiding it. He's holding the flask out. Puck's pouring wax on it. When you look at the flask, everything else seems to vignette, kind of like darken around the sides of it. When you look at that flask, you focus on that flask.
I was gonna almost say, once I lock onto the flask, we'll probably struggle to take my eyes off it as well.
Yep.
It's sort of almost that disbelief that it's actually there, that it is what it is, sort of thing.
Yep. Puck, you finished putting the wax on. You've now kind of fully caked it, that it can't be knocked or even dropped. It won't pop open or anything like that. Like, I know that's magic. It wouldn't open anyway, but you feel like it's secure.
Correct me if do we have 2 bags of holding?
Yeah.
We have a bag of holding and a handy haversack, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think Jalud would probably, now that with the wax being put on, it's sort of like moving it around, and it's like you can watch Hera's eyes just like. But yeah, Jalud, big breath, and you can see he's just gone from like this whirlwind of destruction and just like entered this real big, epic fight mode and just like unleashed. And now he's he's taking have I imagine that's part of the exhaustion things where he was taking this real moment to try and reset, and he's got to be out of combat mode.
Yep.
Definitely not going to let go of the flask. Definitely.
Your hand is waxed to it now.
Yeah.
Your looks around the other side. He's like, "Oh shit! Sorry."
Oh yeah, Jaluk's definitely covered in wax.
Sure, yeah, you hold on to it, but yeah, you probably notice that Kira's looking at it, but at the same time, so is everyone. Like,
yeah, I don't think I'd necessarily notice Hera looking at it more intently, but very much recognizing that this has been this he doesn't understand this weird connection that Hera has with the Yellow Emperor, but knows that it's been influencing and has been a problem. So he'll turn to Hera. You good? Like, how you feeling?
about as good as Dale right now.
Probably a little better than Dale.
It's not actually roleplay; it's just reality.
Yeah. Wow, Dale gets so into character. It's awesome.
Glance away from the bottle as he asked that and look down to my hand, and I think I'm okay for the first time in a long time.
All right.
I think we've cut this connection.
You can't feel it anymore.
I can't feel it, Mr. Krabs. No, I feel the weight has been lifted off me. Here we have a new weight. I don't know what we're going to do with it.
Is there anyone we can give it to or ask to help? My house isn't a fortress, but they might know someone or have something, but if anyone has a better suggestion, I'm very open. They're also not too far away to get there.
Yeah, I guess you kind of also remember as well, Puck, that what you did in Corona Peak, like your house has connections of making people disappear. That possibly could help into like if you guys lose where the object is, like if you don't know, then no one can know, kind of thing. And yeah, I guess for a good reference, as Puck says that, we just remind ourselves where we are.
While everyone's talking, Puck is feeling pretty healthy compared to everyone else, so he's probably like walking around and looking at things, and I'm going to look at Callie's body and at the very least take the mask that she was wearing, but I'll have a look at anything else I can find in the room.
Yeah,
he has plans. He has plans for Callie's mask.
Oh, sure.
It's got to be done.
I'm going to re-roll my natural one. That's better. Investigation, sorry. That is a 23.
23. I think initially you go back over to her body, and like I described, when the sword plunged through her, it almost kind of like the body was trying to correct itself and was squirming at it, and then it almost exploded, leaving not much behind. You kind of look over it, and you wouldn't be able to carry this body out of here for identifying or anything like that. It is just gone. But what remains is this white mask, kind of made of like almost like a porcelain material, pure white. There are no cracks in it. There are no defects or anything. And I think on that natural one, you kind of just stop before carrying on afterwards. Like look at this mask, pick it up. It doesn't have a pull to it or anything. You can identify it later if you feel like you want to, but it doesn't feel like it is urging you to put it on or, feels heavier than it should or anything. It feels almost just plain. You see that she had a belt on that has 3 green dragon shards. And with conversation with the party at a later time or whatever, you can see that these 3 can each hold a level 1 spell. So they're not full dragon shards, they're kind of just level 1 spell slots.
Cool.
And the rest of her... Go on.
Okay. No, nothing. You.
Just you kind of look, and she wasn't really carrying anything. No weapon, no supplies. Almost, she was ready to either cross over or welcome whatever was coming. It's almost that's almost a bit of like seeing that she's not carrying anything kind of assures you that she was ready. Take a moment to look over that. Look around the rest of the room. Where are we here? And everything is broken. This thing has fallen over. The wires are out. The water has kind of seeped down to almost like a millimeter lift. This facility has been destroyed and will not be repairable. Almost like you'd have to demolish this building if you were to start again. I think that you can confidently say that with that 23 investigation. This is now a ruin of a place.
Shall we
sir,
try and get out of here in case it
smelling
gets worse?
What was that, Ghost?
Yeah. While Puck starts doing his thing and Hera and Jalug are talking, Ghost kind of stands up and brushes himself off a little and just goes over to the, I imagine, still prone and rather shocked Solidus.
Yeah, you walk over and he's just leaning up against a piece of rubble, and just eyes are kind of half closed. He's dazed, doesn't know what's going on.
Hi, I'm Caspian. Yeah,
looks at
your friends have been looking for you.
Yeah, looks at you strangely, and in a bit of a deeper voice than Tari, says, "Well, I know a friendly face when I see one." Silvervis extends a hand out to shake yours.
Good to see you breathing.
When you shake his hand,
all this mess.
When you shake his hand, you feel a sense of almost the opposite of goosebumps, a sense of warmth go over you, almost like when you protruded out your healing. And he just gives a slight smile as he looks down and sees Tari and Zatara catching their breath, kind of looking panicked, and he goes, "Friends, panic no longer. I'm here. I'm safe." And hobbles towards them as they all three of them kind of get to the center and just embrace each other in a hug.
I imagine I kind of lean up against that bit of rubble that he was just leaning up against and just watch
Sure.
from the side. And then just eyes looking around the room, watching the conversation between Hera and Jalug, and watching Puck pick up a mask and just kind of look at it for a minute. Yeah. And then we'll kind of look up and just close my eyes for a second.
You close your eyes, you hear that deeper voice again. Friend, I would not rest here. The danger is still quite high, as I've unfortunately experienced. I'm sorry, I don't know any of you, but you've traveled here with Tari and Zatara? You see them go, yes, Solvus, this is Ghost and Puck, Jalug, Hera, and Molokov. They helped us both. Things are dire out there. And he turns around and says, yes, I have seen what lies in the Dreamlands, and it is terrifying. I believe that what was once our sanctuary is no longer safe. There is a creature there that is pure hatred and tried to use me to get through this gate. We should never have come here. I'm sorry that I led you to danger. They kind of, you can see that he is almost the leader of the three of them. And Tari and Zatara kind of, it's okay, like, we can get out of here. They kind of almost fall back a bit. And he turns to the party and says, as for you as well, I'm not sure how you got here, but we must leave.
Time to get out if we can.
Back to the tower, then, I guess.
See
Is
if
there
it
any
still
tower
works.
left? We heard that big explosion.
Sure.
And the
Do you mean
power's
the
out.
observatory?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that was where we came in, right? The
Yep.
yeah,
Whereas
the
Jalug meant
planetarium.
the airship tower.
Yes.
I'll
I think
help
we can
people up
figure something out.
who are still sitting in.
Yep. Everyone kind of gets up.
I know we want to leave, but well, I suppose you were just on the other side. I'm a bit. There was an army, no?
An army. He kind of reflects for a second. I could not concentrate much past the eyes that were holding me, yellow in nature. But beyond, I saw figures, masses. They felt angry, but they also felt controlled. I did not wish to figure out their intentions.
We think it was more the intentions of one.
I would possibly agree with that, yes. I got ripped back here somehow. I vaguely remember your face, and looks at Puck. If you had any part in doing it, I do thank you.
I will spare you the details.
Hi, Alex.
Puck looks very confused.
Did you guys kill
That's a long story.
Toby?
Yeah, very long story.
Okay.
You were saying, Ghost? Or Puck?
I was just saying, Puck looks confused when he's like, I saw your face. And he's like, I wasn't anywhere. Like, he's a bit confused by that, like trying to work out what that means. But yeah, I'm going around helping people up and sort of. Yeah. Did I? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, like just trying to help people get up and like he's very keen to get out of this room.
Sure.
And
sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So you all kind of gather yourselves, and Solvus does. Even though you can see he is physically weak, he tends to help Tari and Zatara first, almost helping them up and getting them moving, and little words of not wisdom, but like encouragement, and you can tell that he is definitely shaken, but he's trying to get them moving first before dealing with himself. As you all kind of gather your things, and this portal is not here anymore. Sorry, let me get rid of that. You start leaving through the facility. As you head back out.
Just as we do, the last thing I'll do is I like stand up and go to leave is scan the floor around me and find a piece of glass that came from the top of this machine. Maybe about yay big.
Sure.
And just pick that up. And for now, just like kind of half wrap it in a bit of linen and tuck it in a bandolier.
Nice.
That's all.
You pick the piece of glass up. As you're the last to leave the room, you look back at what could have been a machine that could do miracles. You still don't know its full capability, but the engineering in this place is just mind-blowing to you, and even Molokov, you probably have this thought as well. Maybe of a civilization that once was. The thought crosses your mind of, do you only get to this pinnacle of technology through combat and war? But it's broken now. It's been destroyed. And you follow the rest of the party out. You move back through. Yeah. Passing by the cooling facility, passing by the used restoration machine. Eventually, you go all the way to the entrance. And you step outside. As you do, you can see maybe 20 feet in front of you. The mist is still here. The mist has not gone away, but you can hear the wind blowing. It's not silent. You hear your footsteps on the cobblestones, and it is still the same, but not. Maybe you have done something. Very hard to tell. As you are very small pinpricks in this faction of the continent. A country-sized, area. Only time will tell. But you see the sun sitting up there at 2:00, just piercing through the mist, the clouds. What would you like to do?
I'm going to pull out my map again.
Takes up the full screen as it zooms in, and you see the little dots where you are. Now that it almost seems like things have
traveled to this location.
cleared a little bit, and you know that you are at you now mark off the Unity machine or the Creation Forge, and Tali approaches you and goes, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and points out a couple of things along with you going, well, actually, hold on, if we do this, you now can recognize where things are in the city. So you can travel to any of the locations you've been to. You feel in a straight line, pretty much without getting lost.
Is there anything anyone wanted to do before we try and leave?
I mean,
I
this
think
is
it's
a
either.
big damn
sorry.
city. I mean, this was a place that was powerful. And we've got this thing, which is, he taps it. It's on his belt. He's not holding it anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something in here that can help us with that, or if not, we're probably going to need some resources and money and stuff. Maybe we can find something here.
Yeah, I mean,
You still treasure hunting, Tari?
He just looks like absolutely not. He just wants to go home.
Yeah,
what are you
you
gonna
three
say,
plan on
Moliko?
getting out of here.
Well, yeah, you asked them that, and Solvivus goes, well, our village, town, our settlement, not far from the plateau. I think it would be wise to get there and warn them of the nightmares, and maybe we head east, outside of what we once called our home, and settle somewhere new.
So
How
we
do
head
you
into the...
expect to get out?
Well,
Hopefully the same way we got in. Puck doesn't understand that, but he's like, that's what we were headed, where we were headed.
Gotcha. Yeah, Tari can be like, yeah, it's, I searched the observatory, and nothing of value there. We looked around, but scraps and scrolls. A dud on my end.
Sideways, so everyone else in the party just like side eye with the ghost.
He's
Some
just
of us-
scratched on the back of his head.
Yeah, Solvivus goes, no concern. I don't think we were ever going to make our riches coming from here. Very well. We will accompany you to the observatory then. Do what we can to help, but then we will part ways.
We might be able to take you with us, all things considered, if you want to get to a living city.
He gives a nod. We'll definitely consider it. Let us take a huddle. Let us talk it over between the three of us. You've got to understand this is where we've lived. Not here specifically, but. And they kind of agree that they'll talk it over at the back of the group on the way there. So my question is are we heading straight for the observatory? As we are, is there discussions in the party of what to do when we get there?
Puck's definitely going to sidle up to Ghost and say, I know you haven't really been in contact with them as much, but do your people have a way of locking away that thing?
I've got no idea.
Can you contact them?
Maybe. Probably not here.
If we can choose where we go from here, then maybe Gatherhold is a good idea. We'll be very safe there, and we'll be able to get word out to others. And I believe that there's this is more... Puck would know this. I'm pretty sure there's a lightning rail that leaves from there that can get you elsewhere.
Yes, I believe there is.
So, like, yeah, that's a place that we could go. Yeah.
I guess. So the yellow line is...
Yeah.
Roll me a Roll me a history check, Puck. So you're kind of all walking, and again, the rest of you can bring up something on the way, but you do see the observatory ahead, and you start making your way up the hill to the cyber. What was it called?
Cyberspire?
Cyberspire. That's one.
That's a modified 20.
Very nice. You're talking to Ghost about Gatherhold, and you know your hometown like the back of your hand. You know that it is nestled in and amongst, like what are they called? Like in Arizona, you've got those big stone structures out in the desert kind of thing. And Gatherhold is a town that has been built in and amongst them. It is where the Golden Dragon Taverns originated from. It's almost a cross between nomadic and hospitable culture. Yes, it's in rocks and right on the lake and almost dusty, and there's dinosaurs and so on and so forth there. But then the interior, is all comfort and hospitable to anyone that visits, as that is the place of your house as well. On a 20, you know that the lightning rail connects you to the nearest town of Vidica, which is just north. Vidica is where the main house, Jorosco, resides. And the head of that house I think is Ulara. I can fact check that soon. But that's almost where the head of the house is.
I will relay that. If we can get from here to Gatherhold, I think we'd be pretty well suited to plan the next step from a place of safety.
I think we didn't look at it in detail, but I'm pretty sure this conch, how we got here, can be recharged. And from the looks of that spire, I'm pretty sure we can go almost anywhere in Eberron. But
you kind of just as you kind of discuss this, you approach the top of the hill, and as you walk through the door, a gruesome sight meets you as a bear creature thing lies dead in the doorway. As Solidus goes, oh, and Tara's like, don't worry, it's dead. As you kind of make your way into this facility, and Hera, you're reminded that on one side is the symbols of the planes of existence, but on the other side were the symbols of like the major cities in Khorvaire, along with the levers and such which change the orientation of the dragon shards in the middle of the room. You could piece together that you could travel anywhere in Khorvaire, or you could travel to another realm of existence. Hera, can you give me a medicine check, please?
Certainly, sure. Oh. Medicine +2. That's a dirty 20.
Something smells weird. And it's a smell that is familiar to you, but you haven't smelt it in a while, but this beer is rotting.
Huh. That's interesting.
I think things are changing around here.
Yeah,
I question the things you find interesting. They're unpleasant at best.
But this is, oddly enough, this is a good thing that it smells. It means the body is rotting away. It's decomposing. Means time is moving again here.
I kind of tap her on the elbow.
Still not great at picking up on sarcasm, are you?
No.
The definition's not lost on me.
Just a straight no.
But are we? I mean, we want to get out of here as quick as we can. Where did you said Gatherhold? Do you think that is the best call?
Yeah, unless anyone else has a better idea.
It sounds as safe as any respite at the moment.
Security, comfort,
Beer.
Oh,
do they have?
beer.
From the back of the group. Beer.
I think maybe
they,
Jalug's like in the process of dragging the bear out of the room as well, just with the smell.
Sure.
And he just calls
Sure.
over his shoulder. Beer.
Is there a specific emblem or symbol of the city?
Yeah. Together with Puck. It's not like it's design for design, but your health symbol is a blink. What is
Blink
it?
dog.
A blink dog. So
Blink
the symbol,
dog.
blink dog. Yeah. Kind of like when people say that, oh, look at this constellation. It's clearly a centaur holding a crossbow, and you're like, okay, sure. But you find the symbol that is correlating with a blink dog, and you see that you could use that to input into however this mechanism works.
Now, I'm no arcane genius, but I think I gotta set that one to the material plane, and that one to Gatherhold. And then this bad boy and that thing in the center should do something. Help me out here, Molikov.
Yeah, you can both give me Arcana checks.
Oh, you're doing great.
Low roll for a dirty 20.
Nice.
That's not a D20, that's fucking D10. Total of 14.
Nice. I reckon between the two of you, you're pretty much on the right track there. You set the location over here, you set the plane over there, and you will put the conch in the center to maybe charge it with energy or something. But you would need one person on the symbol, one person on the plane, and then two people on either side to, I think Molotov played around with it, to make these dragon shards surge with energy.
Cool. Couldn't be happier to get out of here.
All right.
What about you three? Gatherhold sound good? It sounds like the east you were looking for.
They kind of look together, and I think it would be good to lead this place. And Tari will say as well, he kind of almost steps forward in front of some of us, and you see that there is a little bit of, not shock, but like admiration that Tari is stepping forward. And he goes, I think we need to get out and explore the lands beyond the mists. If we can solve what's going on, then we will come back and help our people. But for now, I think the best thing we can do, us three, is find out the information we need. We will come with you. Kind of gives the decision.
Well then. Man, leave it, sorry. Oh, the third one from the right.
Yes, of course. Goes and tries to like walk past you, but can't until you move out of the way, and then goes to the lever. On your call. Do you know what we have to do? Is there a plan of action?
Everyone ready?
So yeah, I guess the question is there anything else?
Last minute souvenirs from the morning.
I know we had a quick look at the books, but did anyone want to just now? Do we want to take another book or? And then he's like halfway through the sentence and remembers he saw the book and he's like, actually, yeah, no, there was nothing, was there? Let's keep going.
Give me a deception check.
Oh, dice in this. I thought we just. Oh, that's a 10 plus whatever. Probably not much. 11.
Nice. At least the three Kalashar go, right, yes. You've already searched this place.
Well, Puck, if you could get the gather hold symbol in place, and I guess Hera, material plane, please. Jalug, Molotov, lever pullers. It's the second from the left, Jalug.
Nice. Okay, so everyone gets in position.
No, your other left.
And you place the conch shell in the center of the room, on top of these dragon shards kind of protruding out of the room. Everyone starts pulling their levers in the order that Hera kind of instructs, along with you two, seeing how it mechanically works too. And you see the outside windows almost blur a little bit, almost like things are warping around you, which you can't quite feel. And then all the energy centers into the center of the room, and you see the gather hold symbol embed itself into the conch of teleportation. At the same time, the dragon shards, one at a time, descend into the ground, leaving the conch on a flat surface, as within the circle on the floor, the gather hold symbol appears as well. As you move close to the center of the room, Ghost, you can take a conch of teleportation that is centered to gather hold. Here, you look and see that there is also a teleportation circle in the center of this room that is linked to gather hold. As it burns with the arcane energy, you realize that you have some time, a limited time to step through this.
This is now. Go.
Wait, what? Oh!
Do you go?
Huh.
Do you go through here?
I mean,
Let me go first. Let me go first.
Guiding the party to go.
Nice.
Yeah, Puck will run
you
over
step
and go through.
And zip through. Everyone else kind of follows, zoop, 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 unless anyone is doing anything before they step through. You all kind of feel that churn of teleportation magic. And then you feel the dry air hit you like opening an oven. You feel the sun beating down on you, and you straight away see those mirage kind of heat waves as you pull your vision into focus. The air is dry. You all kind of gasp for a little bit of water, and then a shadow flies overhead of you, and a screech that kind of almost makes you flinch comes out. Puck, you're the only one that doesn't flinch as two pterodactyls soar over above. The noises start to come into your ears. You hear the busybodies of like a bazaar, a marketplace. You hear the fabric slowly blowing in the wind. You hear voices, you hear trade, you hear joy around you as another shape looms to the side of you as a triceratops moves past with a cart on its back, as everyone kind of awakens or arrives in Gatherhold.
Puck is going to tap his ring and Pokeball style. Swift Scale is going to come out and really nuzzles into each other and be like, "I'm so sorry. It's been a long time. I have so much to tell you." But yeah, I'll sort of hold his reins and just sort of.
It does like the little
welcome
little steps that are like falling back and like ready to go kind of thing.
Tippy taps.
Yeah, like you seem to be not sent to the teleportation circle of Gatherhold. You seem to have just appeared in Gatherhold. But Puck, I guess, what are some 3 things that they would notice here? If we wanted to start building it.
Yeah. Well, as has been mentioned, there are dinosaurs all over the place. You smell the I guess there's a bit of the dry desert, but this is a little bit of a. It's not really an oasis, but it's on the side of Lake Sire. So you smell the water. You hear the water birds, like the gulls or something like that. And as you look up to the sides of you and around you, you see that into these cliffs are built dwellings. This is carved from the rock itself. And I guess the other thing you would probably notice is Puck. Puck probably seems the happiest you've seen him. He's all smiles, which is maybe even a little disconcerting given how serious he can be sometimes. But he finally feels, settled and he's home and he's excited to show you everything. And on top of all that, a big weight has been lifted from his shoulders with the defeat of the Yellow Emperor, or at least the temporary defeat. It is a hustling and bustling place. And for those of you taller than 5 foot, you don't stand out because there are other tall things and a few other tall people around. But most people and most things are Puck-sized. But there are accommodations for taller people. There are, tables that are for the big folk and all that kind of stuff because they are the house of hospitality. And they look out for everyone else as well. But the scents and the smells of food and ale are everywhere. It's pretty clean, for all that there's beasts walking around and things. It's clean and well kept.
Yeah. And I think that's the most notable part is like there are animals around, but there's no dung in the streets. There are rocks around, but it doesn't feel like you're, there's no water or anything like that. Like you can hear these combinations of the word that comes to mind is culture, almost. For those with a keen eye, do look out over Lake Sire, and you can see on the horizon there is the border of mist, as half of Lake Sire is in the Mournlands. but it's far enough away that it doesn't impose a sense of danger here. So, as you kind of find yourselves in the center of town, Puck, you know your way around, and again, I hadn't fully fleshed this out because I didn't know which direction you're going to go, but what's kind of the plan here?
I think the plan is to go and see Puck being an agent of the house, probably go and see someone about that. Like there'll be, I guess there's a building somewhere.
Yeah.
Go and report in, and then get us lodgings and food. Yeah, and maybe in a day
nice.
or however long it takes, there'll be someone who can talk to us and we can plan with them what our steps should be.
Sure. So you kind of make your way through the streets, and everyone is kind of taking in this new sense of Gatherhold. And you know that on the main rock in the center, that is where the Gatherhold house resides. Everyone else kind of just benefits from what they provide to the city. You see that there are stalls, you see that there are marketplaces, you pass a couple of tailor shops and weapon shops, and it's almost like being on the high street of Shan, that there seems to be a shop dedicated to every thing you can think of. There's a shoe shop, there is a belt shop, there is a so on and so forth. But you lead the party past those for the moment being and head to the house of what's your house called? It is Mark of Hospitality. Galander. House Galander sits on top, and it is carved out of stone, but has soft textures around it. A lot of rugs and flags and fabrics as you step through, and on top of the main door is a regal-looking blink dog looking out kind of over the patio in front of it. There are ferns here, there are plants, there's water running through kind of little aqueducts going around. At no point do you feel like this is a desert place. And as you approach, two halflings, which the rest of the party notice have almost little dinosaur skull necklaces on, kind of similar to what Puck wears, but not as obvious, as they step forward and see Puck come forward. You don't recognize them by face, but you recognize that these are guards, bouncers, pretty much.
Yep. I'll
Greetings.
nod to them as they come, and I'll flash my signet and say, Puck, Paxton, here to... I guess there would be someone I would know. I don't know who that'd be, but
Yep.
Here to make a report and receive orders.
Of course, we'll let the higher ups know straight away. In the meantime, please feel free to grab yourself an ale and make yourself at home. And they show you off to almost a side room. It's not a waiting room, but it's like a lodgings where important people can wait as you get
and I'll
there.
hand off my dinosaur to the grooms, who will take him away and I say, treat him well. He's not had a stretch out for a little while.
Of course, sir. And this is the first time you've ever heard anyone talk to Puck with authority, or like Puck has the authority here. Of course. And as they take swift scale, they start brushing him down and feeding him treats. You can see that he's definitely in his element. So you all are in this lovely waiting room. You all get brought some cool water. There's sparkling and there's still. And there's ones with like little slices of lemon in them as well. And it's like almost like you don't even have to ask for anything. It almost is there a second before you think of it. There's little canapes for you to snack on. There is breeze coming through the windows. And I guess here, because I'll now have to create this space, so I think we'll kind of end around there. But before that, you all kind of sit together. Even Tari, Solvus, and Zatara will sit just off to the side. And I guess now you can make your plan. You are out of the morning. You are safe. You're about to meet a contact. So yeah, I think in character, what's this rest look like?
Well, I think as soon as we sort of get into this room, Molokov's armor opens up and like a few more bits start falling off it as it's just been absolutely ripped through. And he's sort of just stepping over them, sits down, almost glass of water straight over the head. Yeah, absolutely beaten to shit. Oh. Well, your people know how to look after us, eh?
House of hospitality.
Similar fashion, Ghost like drops his pack, pulls the cloak off. The only thing that doesn't leave his side is the leather strap on his shield, which once he's got everything else off, he just slings over his back, and then just like plumps into a group of like pillows in the corner or something.
Yeah, and they just kind of do that. You feel like you're on clouds.
Well, I really wish that I'd put something different in that conch shell, but hey, you can get here twice if you like.
Well, it can't hurt to have somewhere safe on the other end.
Yeah. Instead of a red button and a question mark, oh my lord.
There's a few places I'd rather suddenly find myself than here. But we'll maybe be able to ask for some help or some advice from these the people here, but we should have a way maybe of contacting people if you know who to talk to, Ghost, about some help. Or if anyone else has anyone they want to talk to, we should be able to do that from here. I think maybe we can see what advice they can give us. Maybe find out what advice your people, maybe Ghost, have for us, or a place we can put this thing. But we can also take the lightning rail. The station's over there, and can take it right up north and go and make an appointment with the House Durasco.
Well,
That's a good point.
All sounds very good. I just honestly, I don't think we need to be rushing out of here.
No.
I don't know about all of you. I could sort of looks down at his bruises and cuts and slashes, and I could use a few days, I think.
We'll probably get to speak to someone today, but I don't imagine we'll get anyone high up for a couple of days anyway. It'll be... We'll have some time to relax and recoup.
If I sort of... One of these serving people that come through, probably like grabs him just a little bit too roughly and asks him a little too roughly, but like just sort of try. I'm not sure actually, as a character, as a player, what the day was when we went into the morning. But I think I'd just like to quickly try and figure out how much time has passed.
Give me a history check.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we kind of stopped tracking days specifically, but like Molotov would have some sense of...
Plus 6 or 16?
16. Yeah, a lot of the servers here are not Secret Servant, Invisible Servant, I think it's a spell, where the trays and plates will come in almost by themselves, and Puck, you're very used to this. You kind of just grab one off there, but you don't grab it off like a noble that doesn't care for them. Like, you are thankful and stuff, but it's also a service that is provided here. But there is one of the spellcasters that does come in every now and then and clear some plates and stuff, and you grab her arm, Molokov, and maybe say, like, what day is it, in the classic time traveler fashion. And she kind of gently brushes you off, but you can see that took her by surprise, and she goes, well, I understand you may have been out in the wilderness for some time, but the date is the 11th of Vult. And as she says Vult, you pause and realize that it has been 4 weeks.
It's literally my reaction from the corner. Oh.
4 weeks.
That's not as bad as I was worried it might be.
Yeah, it's not catastrophic, but it is 4 weeks that you've not been here.
We were essentially in there for
everything went
4
down.
days, kind of equivalent, weren't we?
That's right, yeah.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I definitely feel more than 4 weeks older after that.
I think that might have taken 4 years off my life.
Yeah, so we're not talking years, but that's a month. A month has passed.
I was wondering if they would recognize, like, when Puck goes, I'm Paxton, and they're like, Paxton? He disappeared like 30 years ago.
Yeah. I haven't heard that name in a century. And she kind of goes to you, Mulligan, like, and anything else I can answer?
No, thank you.
Very well, and kind
What's
of
your favorite type of
slides out of the
fruit?
room. She slides out of the room.
Well,
So yes, that information as well has been a month.
To your point, Puck. Being a Seeker has been a pretty lonely life. I mean, I could contact my old church, but I'm not sure that they've got answers. But if we take a few days, I could reach out to the court.
For sure.
If we need manpower, we got coin. I know some people, but I don't think it's an army that we need.
I think we got a bit lucky with that, and it's a bit beyond where we're at. So some help from anyone would be greatly appreciated.
I mean, not trying to. No offense to your people, Puck, because this is freaking delicious. But do we need to, catering and, nice baths and stuff, do we need to go see a wizard? Sorry, Harold, an arch wizard.
I'm sure they'll have some suggestions.
Or something, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely possibilities. I think where we're at is we feel like we can take a day or two to find the feet, do some shopping, do some preparations, and get into. Julie was just like, "Where is the potion shop?" Reach out.
I'm running low on supplies.
Reach out via magical means. Reach out within this city. Make a plan and act on it. I think that's definitely a good vibe to go forward with, because you now have places where you can spend money, you can put things together. There's probably workshops here, there's probably scrolls here, there's probably weaponsmiths here. I think this is a good chance to kind of all regroup together. Also, Puck, that a contact has been established as the sun is setting, and you will get a meeting in the morning as you all kind of rest down. And I know there was the option to explore the Dreamlands. I think that could be something part of the couple of days that we are sitting here for, as you just take one night of rest without worrying. Hera, you settle down and you are almost at the point of exhaustion now, avoiding sleep, trying to think of different ways to go around it and such, but this place is comfortable and you feel the freedom from your hand. The scar is still there, but you don't feel that weight anymore. And you just, without realizing it, fall asleep by yourself in one of the comfy sides of the lodgings that Puck has sorted out. And with this long rest, you can go back to full HP. But you will lose any of the other benefits that were given. The rest of you, do you feel that sinkingness of the sleep where you sink into your pillows and just breathe a sigh of relief? A couple of days to sort yourselves out and tackle the final thing on the checklist. As you're all together and you all know that you are strong together, we will level up to level 10.
Ape together strong.
Man, there's some decisions to be made now.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know which city you were going to go to, so yeah, I'll come up with some NPCs that you would have met tonight, and we can look at the accommodation and stuff. But yeah, I figured let's get the level up done, and then we can do some prep for sure. So, well, we've already kind of heard where your head's at, which is normally what we do on a level up. But if you want to add something in, that's fine. Obviously, level 10 comes with some decisions. You don't have to make them right now, but you can kind of say where you're going towards. You can always change it later. Just let me know. And we get to roll hit points. So, and here you get to roll hit points above as well. So, what's your actual HP now?
Before the level up, my max HP will be 48. So we might hit the 50 mark, boys.
Here we go.
Surely,
let's start with
surely.
So, let's roll for HP.
I believe there's just a D's. Are we re-rolling once?
Yes, we are. Re-rolling once. Oh, no. 49 HP would be hilarious.
We rolled a 4.
That's good. And what was this level? What are we looking at? Was like, obviously don't tell me what spells you're taking kind of thing, but like, is Heather focusing in on anything in particular, or do you think she will?
That's a...
Because I guess this level up will also take part over the next couple of days as well. You know what I mean? Like, for the artificers, they might be looking for certain tools. For Jalug, it might be training in a certain way or something like that.
I think, and I was almost going to say before I fell asleep, sort of by myself, but I think I still would have by myself in that sleeping sort of motion, but I would have seen Ghost go and jump on the pile of pillows and probably would have gone and just sort of lay next to him. But we'll probably spend a bit of time with Ghost over the next few days, sort of showing a bit of interest in that Undying Court and the
Okay.
proper well, not maybe not proper, but one of the avenues of death and the spirits and just build on that sort of knowledge. And not that I don't have respect for them as such, but yeah, almost gain that bit of respect for where the necrotic energy is actually coming from.
Sure. Yeah, let's dive into that in the next session. Sweet.
Oh.
I'll go.
No, I was just reading what I got at 10th level, and it would have been handy previously. My hit point
Of
maximum
course.
can't be.
Oh, that's very fitting, actually.
That's actually quite fitting.
That works so well. Like your body, you've now like conquered it, and so
Yeah.
almost become
Yeah.
immune to it.
Resistance to necrotic damage, and your hit point maximum can't be reduced.
Wow, that's very fitting. That's really fitting. Do you want to briefly go over, like, not in full detail, but like, what were some of the things you could do that have now disappeared?
So I will
please.
lose a handful of spells. I won't be able to scry anymore. I don't know if I used all of the other ones. I think I used a couple of them. I had. Let me go back to my spells.
Couple of boons that could help in the background, which was quite cool.
Yeah. I had Crown of Madness, Tasha's Mind Whip, and the Scry spell. I also will lose the ability to change the fate, so I won't be able to do a little quick help anymore. But it also means I won't go crazy every time I cast a spell. Well, not every time, but anytime I used any of those spells, there was a chance of rolling on the
Madness table.
Madness table, which was slowly
Julie,
getting worse and
watching you
worse.
eat dirt. Yeah, nice. All right, Molotov.
Yeah. Well, at some point, I think in the future, Molotov will start thinking about a multi-class, but those level 10 artificer abilities are far too good to ignore. So I will be taking another level, and we're re-rolling ones, right?
Maybe we shouldn't. That's the way you guys are going. The fact that I didn't kill any of you last session, maybe we shouldn't reroll ones.
It is a 6 this time.
Nice.
Bring me up to 89. But yeah, as the level 10, we get a couple of things, but we can attune to more items now.
Oh,
4
that's
items
big.
total. Crafting things is a little bit easier, and most importantly, we get the next tier of infusions.
Nice.
So there'll be a lot of playing around there, but I think this will obviously be over the next couple of days. There'll be just a lot of tuning up of the armor, and I think making the wings a little more sustainable is on the list. And I think again, we'll play it out over the next couple of days, but I think one day he'll probably give it to Hera, and one day he'll give it to Ghost, but he sort of asks them to wear this sort of like headband with like a gem set in the in the center, and sort of as you go about these days, you sort of notice it like anytime you're thinking, you're reading, you're creating, it sort of hums and almost not taking anything from you, but almost absorbing that intellect. As I make something that might be able to boost my intellect a little bit by feeding off my by stealing off my friends. Yeah. Just to bring up those saves because my intellect's far too low for my spells to matter.
That's fair. Jalug.
I'm over 100 now, baby.
Yeah.
Power kill can't get you.
Yeah. I'm taking another level of fighter because I think that it's, especially after that last session, I think it's very apt to stick with it. So level 10 gives me a thing called Guarded Mind, which means that I am resistant to psychic damage. I think and then if I start a turn charmed or frightened, I can use one of my side dice to eliminate all of those. So I think that
depending on what you've just achieved, to level up and then get these conditions is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like how it's all coming for everyone. It's all sort of coming together. So, I think it makes a lot of sense to stick with that because it's I guess it's not the same because he was stunned, but I think it's starting to like that idea of being more in control.
Nice.
So I think definitely over the next couple of days, as well as visiting the markets to stock up on some interesting things and just like properly clean clothes and everything, and resting, meditating, which is sort of a new thing. And just because I imagine there's some nice, areas you can sit down, bubbling brook nearby or whatever.
Yeah.
As he's sort of moving, being a very dangerous threat as a fighter, but sort of trying to move a bit beyond just being this whirlwind of destruction into, a little bit more.
Love it. And hit points?
So I rolled it earlier, and so I got up to 100. That should say.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Nice.
Change that.
Love it. Hexton Thistlewhistle.
What a name.
Am I in trouble?
I
also rolled. I also rolled before, and that puts me up. I rolled a 7, and I up to 83 now.
Nice.
And then I'm going to take another level in Rogue. 10 is a bit of a tweener level. I get a feat, but ASI.
Interesting.
I'm probably going to take a feat, but I haven't determined which one yet. There's a few that I'm looking at, but Puck is like, in terms of like my main build is done. So it's just a decision on. There's a few cool options that I'm kind of looking at, but I'll have to let you know which feat I kind of go with. But I think in terms of like character wise, I think for Puck it's a result of the experience he's had. He's kind of getting this new ability. Unfortunately, I mean, for my sake, but not for anyone else's. As I said, it's a bit of a tween level. I don't get a new nothing else happens or goes up or new abilities. It's just going to be the feat, which is still potentially quite powerful. So
yeah, sweet, awesome. And Ghost,
right? Hit points. That's 6, baby.
Nice.
I believe that takes me to 83 as well.
Nice.
Some interesting things happen. I will be taking a level in Artificer.
Okay.
So I will get the same boons as Molokov to start there. I'll have to think about my infusions. and what else I take. I'm sure there'll be something interesting. But over the next couple of days, as Hera, I suppose on that first night, as Hera comes to join me and starts sort of casually saying that they're more interested in learning things, that gets Caspian thinking. And he arises really early the next morning with takes his coin purse and pretty much just his shield and glove with him because the shield has the dragon shards attached, and goes out and gets himself some new clothes once again, and gets his hair cut. And I'll describe all of that in another session, but what he does do once he gets back is he rifles through his things and he pulls out his holy symbol.
Okay.
And puts it back over his head.
Sure.
And wears it in a proud fashion. The Unity engine and the thoughts he had with that of, his innovation only at its peak during war or insanity almost. It's kind of switching his frame of mind, where he realizes that he picked this up because he wanted to create something that could help people, but he's now thinking that maybe he's created all that he can, and it's time for him to start working on himself.
Nice.
And I think, DM, I have to roll a D100 if you're still open to that as part of my mark.
Yes, I'm trying to remember which table I was rolling on.
Madness.
I believe I just roll, and you get to either pick something at random or decide something for me. Is the condition there?
Give me the roll, and I will find the table. I can't remember where I put it.
So do you want bottom 10% or top 10%? Because this might not happen.
Give me top.
All right. 71.
71. Okay.
So not this level up.
Not this level up.
Yeah, the next couple of days will be interesting. And Ghost will split his time between working with Jalug and here, and I suppose Molokov, to determine if we can put this thing in a demi-plane, such as a bag of holding, but also investigating some calls for the Undying Court. And Hera's really picking his brain about things he hasn't, like religious text and study that he hasn't really looked at in about
a long
7
time.
years.
Nice,
really
I like
puts
it.
him to the test.
Sweet. All right. So next session, we will do some shopping and prepping and see where it takes us. And go from there. End credits.